um, loose and doing things
I don't hear anything right now. I'm not sure if it should be his. What?
okay, you cannot hear me.
Mm, I still don't hear anything.
Okay.
It looks like you're talking because your thing's lighting up, but I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I wonder, check your sound,
Maybe it's me.
because can anybody else hear me? It could be my mic.
I'm gonna check my my headset.
Okay.
Using this part.
Anybody here can
I
hear
hear,
me?
yes, I hear both of you.
Okay. Okay, okay. Yeah, check your headset then.
Testing. Yeah, my headset's working fine.
Yeah, can you hear now?
So I can't hear anyone or anything.
Okay.
So I think
Looks
what I'm
like
gonna
he's answering
do.
my questions, but yeah.
Oh, I was just saying that you hear me? Okay, alrighty. So am I in? Am I ready to rock and roll? All right. Alrighty, what's up, everyone? How's it going? What's happening? This is Wayne Sills, and this is Miracles Everywhere, and I'm going to play some songs for you. Oh, there she is, Audsie. What's happening, Audsie? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. We're just starting up play a couple of songs, and then we'll get ready. So you can relax, take it easy, and we're moving. You know, in about 5 minutes We'll start the book. We're starting with Anxiety to Love, a radical new approach for letting go of fear and finding lasting peace by Corinne Zuko. And it's a great book. It's a fantastic book, and I recommend it. I mean, I skimmed through the whole thing initially, and now I'm reading it very slowly with Ozzy. Um, before I play a song, anything you want to say, Ozzy? Anything you want
I
to
just am happy to
say
be
before I
here.
play a song? Anything?
Can you hear me?
That's it.
Oh,
All right, I'm
well,
gonna play the song.
I can hear
So
you,
just sit
Wayne.
back,
Can't you?
relax, have a cup of cocoa, and I'm gonna play the song. This is there it is. This is good. I like this one. Something's wrong with my speakers. Did you hear this? I can't hear a thing.
No, I don't hear anything, Wayne.
No, I can't hear it. Can you hear it?
Oh,
All right, I'm gonna come back.
Yeah, yeah, go out
Something's
and come
me.
back. Oh my gosh. This is, that's what I love about all this. It's like these things just seem to be happening, but oh, and maybe that's him calling. Oh no, it's Marcy calling. I will answer her later.
it's like magic, and when the magician doesn't do his trick right, there's no magic.
There's no magic. Yeah, yeah. But what I was gonna say, although it looks like did Regis leave? Oh no, he's still here. Of what she was saying, Regis, about the if you die, what your wife do, and you hinted at it. You know that she's only your wife in your world, and when you're no longer in your world, she's not your wife. Now that's we see it from our direction and we see, oh, there's a widow over there. This is but in actuality those are figures in the dream. And so your wife is a figure in your dream. And that's I was always worried about, oh, what are my kids going to do if something happens to me? I still think about it, and planning for a future after death. And the reality is that they're here for me as as a program. They're not real people either, as crazy as that sounds. Um, they're not real people either. None of us are really here. All right, there's Wayne back. Wayne, can you hear me?
I hear this is nice and clear now. Yes.
Woohoo! All
Yeah. I
right.
don't know what was never happened before. I don't know what was going on.
All right. Next time, let's just know to reboot or come back, go out and come back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So,
All right. I'll try again, ladies and gentlemen. This is you heard me fine, right? Until I play the
yeah, you
song.
were perfect. Yeah, yeah.
Did you hear the song?
No, we didn't hear a
Yeah.
song.
All right. I might have to share this the screen again.
Yeah, when you do the share, yeah, you will because you went out. When you do the
Yeah.
share, make sure that you click the share computer audio, because I keep messing that up because they changed the screen. So anyway,
Hold on.
all right.
It's advanced. Yeah.
Yeah, advanced,
And the computer audio. Right.
computer audio, and then click
Yeah.
share. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Here we go. Ladies, here's a song for you. And it's do. No, wrong one. Wrong one. This next one here. I'll play it. So,
Yeah, talk about your bucket list and just do it.
yeah, exactly. Just go
Love
for
it.
it. How apropos is that line? Take the phone off the hook and disappear for a while. These days with everyone on the phone all the time. It's just that was he wrote in what 1977 or 76 or something like that, or 78, somewhere in that. Now it's just the phone off the hook. No one putting their phone down and disappearing for a while. They can't. The whole life is on their phones. Yeah. It's good to All right. So, Oz, you ready?
Yeah. Can you hear me, Rev Wayne?
Yeah, I hear you wonderfully.
Oh, good morning, my
Good morning.
friend,
Good morning to
my
you.
brother.
Yeah.
I have to say, I love Billy Joel, but it's just resonated on a whole different meaning, that song for me, because it made me think of Rupert Spira and his, it's like John walking down the streets of Vienna, and he's King James, and and this whole thing. And I was just like, and it really is a dream, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think he got it. I think that the musicians, that the creatives, wow, they either are tortured by it, or they really truly get it.
Yeah, well, he is what I know about him, who I interviewed with him, his father's from Vienna. I don't know.
Yeah.
So and his father lives there now in Vienna. Well, in his old age, he lived there. I don't know if he may be dead. I don't remember. And so one of the things that I know about him, I met him once in New York City.
You did?
He was 3 years. I went to him and I said, Billy, what are you doing, hanging out? And he goes, yeah.
Wow.
I said, so, it was his wife, Chrissy Brinkley was as a doctor, of course, it's from me. So I was like, well, you having this new songs coming out? He says, yeah. I said, all right, well, he's really in here. He was, yeah. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
3 years.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
That's it.
That
That's
was
the
all.
whole show.
That was the whole thing, man. 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
I was happy to get him. He had like he had a little Italian sports coat on, sporty shoes and pants, and dark shades on. He was standing in front of his car, waiting for Christy Brinkley to come out of the doctor's office. So,
That's awesome. What
right
a
across-
cool
right-
memory to have.
Yeah, right across the street from my house. I couldn't believe it like that. That's Billy Joel. Holy smoke!
Oh, wow.
It was bad.
That's amazing.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
I'm ready. I will, I guess I'll share my screen then here and we'll get into this Kareen Zupka and
Anyone has something to say, you can just butt in if we happen too much, or just raise your hand, of course. And if we don't see you, then just butt in, no problem.
yeah, butt in, no problem. And even if there is a problem, then
Never sent the video in question other than the party to which Jane Doe agreed. No persons or entities other than the one which Jane Doe
Even
agreed
if
to
I-
consent any
even
video
if
being
I
posted.
seem
After the
to
encounter that is the
think
subject of
there's
this
some
filing, Jane Doe
problem.
continued to travel, communicate, and have a friendly
Oh.
relationship with Williams to the extent of having photographs taken, even though Jane Doe now subjects Williams to a potential
Oh,
rape
here we
charge
go.
that she's
Hold
filing
on.
for
Do you hear
intentional,
that?
negligent infliction of emotional distress, defamation,
No, I
civil
don't
conspiracy,
hear
negligence,
anything.
fraudulent concealment, tortious interference with business relationships. She's suing for $20 million. Again, under kind of similar claims as Jane Doe. So many thoughts here, Perry. I mean, it's a complete opposite story.
Yeah, and here's just
She's not
some
only
crazy
negating the
guys.
harm that Jane Doe claims, but basically saying she was in the driver's seat. And it also seems
Yes,
like
I do.
she's saying if this video was distributed to anybody at MHP or distributed to anyone outside, presumably her then boyfriend, that seems like she's putting the blame on the boyfriend. So those are my initial thoughts. What about you?
I believe it was
I
February
agree on
2nd.
that last point
right?
completely.
Did
It seems
we-
like if
or
that
is
was proven, if
February
Williams
1st?
can
Is
prove
it-
that,
We agree
and here's where it gets dicey. I don't know how either. They were
my
both drinking
apologies.
alcohol that night, whether
Yes,
whether
on February
Jane Doe was
1st,
I'm
upset
gonna
or
close
whether Williams
this
drinking a
out
little.
and
It's definitely the
reopen
she
it.
said argument here. There's no one else who was there at the time besides the two of them, and they were both intoxicated. So ultimately, it's going to be Jane Doe's word versus Williams' word about what Jane Doe consented to, and she admitted she was intoxicated. So she's going to probably argue, I was not conscious enough to consent to anything, and I definitely would never have said you could share this video with someone. Look, Williams is going to tell a different story, and ultimately, if this case moves forward, I'm not sure what the
Something is
discovery, the evidence is going to
playing
be, other than what the two of
What was that? Did anybody else hear that? Was that just me?
one other person. It's unclear if that's McClendon or someone else, but if
Oh,
so,
it's coming from
that
the
would
chair.
take her out of the 6851 statute, because that consent to that one person would say Williams is off the hook. But you're right. McClendon then sharing it with a bunch of other people.
Share?
Jane Doe wouldn't. There's no allegation that Jane Doe ever.
Yeah, that was coming out of your share.
What was playing? I don't hear anything.
Oh my gosh, it was a whole it was this thing, whatever is on YouTube right here on your screen, that is about some trial.
Oh gosh, probably one of the true crime things I have.
Yeah,
I don't hear anything playing though, so
it was, and it might still be, but I stopped your share.
let me see. I got all these silly things open.
Yeah.
I'll bring all this out. I'll bring it out and then I'll stop everything else.
Yeah, it was
Just
a
give me a
YouTube video.
second to close
Okay.
everything
Okay.
because I don't hear anything playing.
Okay.
I apologize, guys, that you had to hear about true crime. That's actually fake because, these are supposedly cases going on. And now the latest thing that's come out is that the media has been printing misrepresented images. So people are showing images of people side by side and it's not the same person. And I'm just laughing because I'm like, oh yeah, this makes perfect sense because none of it's real anyway. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, I think I have everything shut. So let me share my screen again.
Okay.
I won't share sound because I'm just gonna share my screen. Here you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay,
You should
and I'll
probably
just,
cut that out of the.
well,
like,
I will.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
know.
doing it a different way today.
Yeah.
I'll just,
That was so funny. 100 voices at one time, so they came on. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it was great. My mom all of a sudden hearing about a murder trial.
Yeah. The courtroom was talking at the same time. It was really weird.
oh, was it a good scene? Geez, now I know. Oh, that's
I don't
interesting.
know about that, but it was definitely, yeah.
That was a surprise.
Okay, I think I shouldn't do it that way then, because you're probably, just give me a sec. I'm just gonna share
Beep, beep,
Kindle.
beep, 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 beep,
Here we
all
are.
right, all right.
Woohoo!
Good.
All right.
All right, step 2. We're in step 2, here we are.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fix the thing here. Sorry, guys.
All right.
And I think we were, whoop. Yeah. Where's my bookmark? There
There it
we
is,
were.
there.
We were at the end of that.
All
If
right.
you feel anything but pure joy, the ego is at the wheel driving your car.
All right.
And then we can recap the steps
Yeah,
of how
perfect.
we're feeling.
Good. All right, so let's just move in, ladies and gentlemen. This is our 11, and we're starting at the action step recap, which is a perfect place to start. We're recapping last time. So you want to start reading?
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about how we feel, the feeling we have, right? So
right.
I get,
So if you feel, you got it if it makes you feel good. That's all.
yeah, if you're feeling joy, then it's all good. On a scale from 0 to 10, with 10 being 100% honest and transparent, rate your level of honesty with your inner therapist. It might take extreme honesty to not automatically give yourself a 10. Well, I've been thinking about this lately myself, about like what's going on here in this head of mine, and there's like more than one voice for me. I got a bunch of different characters and bands and a whole bunch of stuff going on in my brain, and I think for me it's I can be, I think, I don't know that there is a lot of honesty going on when it's just that chattering sort of roommate that Michael Singer mentions, the voice in the head going on, that roommate, that annoying roommate that's just always there. I just I don't think that voice can be honest, because it's just always changing. I mean, if I listen to that and do that, as soon as I get that voice is going to turn on me and say something else. So it's kind of, it's sort of it's getting, I guess it's getting in touch with maybe the truer voice. Right.
Well, you being honest now, though, you're seeing the ego for what it is. The roommate for who he is honest. You don't have to. The idea is not necessarily to connect to the light. That's not the idea. It's to observe the darkness. I mean, that's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
To observe the ego, see what's going on, see what the ego is doing to you, and observe the darkness and see the nothingness of the darkness. See how darkness really is the absence of light, and observe how you're valuing the darkness and putting meaning into the darkness, and so. And then so what you're doing is that's exactly what you were just doing. You were observing the darkness, and you were observing how you were you were saying, "Oh, well, I'm not going to be able to be honest, even if I follow that voice." And I follow that voice very often. So do we all. but most people don't get honest about it. And she says that right over here, it seems. She says, she's going to say 10. It's honestly, it's not automatically give yourself a 10. Most people don't observe their darkness at all. They just get past and, oh, yeah, I have a 10.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so what you just did was you said I have a lot of voices, a lot of characters in my head, and you know, so that's the way you observe. You right at your darkness. You talked about it just now. So I think that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
I think it's cool how you corrected yourself just then. You said that I was saying there are a lot of voices, and then you corrected characters in your head.
Yeah, well,
Just thank you for that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
sure. Well,
Appreciate it.
voice is always just a little bit problematic. I mean,
Yeah.
voice is so
Awesome. Thank
okay.
you.
But yeah, so for me, it's how I try to do it. I try to, you know, because it's hard because I think about death a lot. I don't know if that's a part of maybe the Parkinson's of low dopamine levels, but I'm some of mine a lot. Like, what if I die? And you know, and stuff as we just was talking about it before. It's not so much I'm scared of dying because I'm not really worried about what's going to happen to me, but I'm going to miss the people here. You know what I mean? It's the
Yeah.
people that are going to go on doing their thing, and I'm not going to be around to see it. I'm going to feel it and be with them.
Yeah.
That's what draws me back to this world. There's choices I can make and still be with people and friends. But the hope is that, you know, the higher consciousness it doesn't mean I'm not going to have the same feelings and being better feelings. Because that's what we want. We want the good feelings. That's the joy of God right there. And,
yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. You know, I was thinking about this book and then also the impersonal life. And I'm like, I mean, I feel like they are complementary. And I also feel like they both have such a depth, but yet I feel like Corrine is very neutral in that anybody could really pick it up and read it and probably maybe even get something out of it. Whereas in personal life, I feel is very mind blowing. It's almost like you have to have gotten something before you can see more mind blowing. So I really love the balance of these two books. Like they're like two bookends. So
yeah, well, she approaches. She's very approachable in the sense that she's very soft, gentle, and the personal life is more like, you know, boom, boom, smash, smash.
Yeah.
But not in a good way. It's not like there's no guilt at all. So it's kind of like a friendly boom, boom.
Yeah.
So it works. You're right. There's a nice balance there. It's like good got back up. So.
Awesome. Goes with my murder trial I shared earlier. There you guys. See, that's what that was for.
Right.
All right. So yeah, let's just recap again. So you know, sometimes it's funny because if you might automatically want to give yourself a 10, or it could go the other way. You could want to give yourself a 1.
Or 0.
Or a 0. So if we're in either of those states, maybe look again. It's sort of like look again.
Who would ever give themselves a 0? My goodness.
Well, somebody probably far into the pit. The pit and the pendulum guy might give himself a 0. The guy laying there and
I suppose so. It's unfortunate. All right. So number 2.
Yeah. Ask yourself if you're willing to be more honest with your inner therapist.
I am. One of the ways I do that is just accept whatever feelings happen to be there. Whatever feelings happen to be there, because the negative feelings are, if I do that, the negative feelings that just sit there, if anger is there, instead of dealing with it by throwing it by throwing it out there. In other words, if I'm angry, usually what you do is yell at somebody. You punch out. You lash out.
Right. Yeah.
But that's you do that because you're justifying it. and it never justify your anger. So you say it's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. You did this to me. That's why I'm angry because of you.
Yeah.
So what I just say, I was like, anyone's fault. Someone's fault. The anger just happens to be here. It just happens to be angry here, and my body is just being angry. Well, let it be angry, and the more I do that, the more I let it be there. The more I let the anger be there. The more I let the feelings that I don't like be there. The quicker they dissolve.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I kind of that's my form of honesty, because the insights that the feelings have come up, and I'm able to see the darkness, see the negativity for what it is, which is nothing. And then everything goes.
Well, because also the thing is that I just saw is that sometimes I'll be in that seemingly same situation and no anger comes up.
Yeah.
So right now I'm like, well, obviously it isn't the circumstance.
Oh, no.
There's something else going on, that's the whole premise of I do not know what anything is for. That's
right,
really where that comes from.
That's right. Well, that's one of the things I think that obsess us.
Yeah.
We don't like that, though.
Yeah, right.
That's what's keeping us here. We think about it, we don't even know where we really are. I mean, in a nighttime dream, if you become lucid, you know where you are. Oh my God, I'm in my bed. So when you wake up eventually, because you know where you're going to be. But if we become lucid, like, I know I'm in a dream, but I don't know where I am, really. Wherever I'm in prison, I'm omnipotent. What does that mean? I'll stay here. Thank you very much. I'm in a cosmic bed somewhere, sleeping. What does it mean?
Yeah.
What does it mean? It's too scary. I mean, I've had experiences where I was ready to blow, ready to get out of this place, and it was too scary. I was just total the unknown was just way too scary compared to the known, which is the evil that you know is more is better than the what you don't know.
Yeah, that's so true, right? Yeah. So be more honest. If we say yes, then we make an internal commitment of honesty. Be willing to hide nothing from your inner therapist. Yesterday, I had this whole thing of coming out again in my brain, like that whole Jesus, you're much too tolerant of mind wandering, that whole iteration. And I really felt this connection to be vigilant for God. So that be vigilant for God, like really, it wasn't just words. I was having this, a feeling with it. And I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm just gonna shorten it. It'll be BV4G. BV4G. Come on, Odd. We can BV4G. Be vigilant for God. This is it.
Is the four a number or is it FOR?
Well, I have it written both ways because I wasn't sure. The first one I have a 4, and the second one I had the F. But I like the BV because otherwise it's BVFG.
Yeah.
And I kind of like BV4G. It sounds. So that's my new little mantra, BV4G.
What you have to do is 20 minutes to transcendental meditation. Say it over and over and over and over and over and over and over in your head for 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at night.
Say be vigilant for God or BV4G or what?
BV4G. It's supposed to be nonsensical. It's supposed to be something that makes no sense.
BV4G.
But that's your mantra. Then just say it over and over again in the morning and the nighttime for 20 minutes in your head, not out loud.
Yeah.
In your head.
What's the difference, really?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't tried it, but I have not tried, but that's how you're supposed to do it.
So if anybody likes that, we can be BV4G together.
Yeah, BV4G.
Start the protest.
The next line is great. If the answer is no, you can't be more honest, then you're already being honest with your answer.
Nice.
So, as I said before, you were being honest with your answer about how you with the characters in your head, like kind of stuff. You were being honest right there with your answer right there. You know, and that's what she's saying here. If you're saying no, I can't be more honest with my therapist.
Yeah.
That answer in itself is honest. So
There
you're
you
being
go.
honest with. Remind yourself that freedom from anxiety lies in radical honesty with yourself and your inner therapist. Radical honesty. There's a book on that, radical honesty. And I'm not sure that's what she's talking about. But, radical honesty is pretty wild. I read one book on it.
Sorry, Wayne. Just one sec.
Oh,
Are you there?
I'm here.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I was my dog was barking the last 5 minutes. I just had to go
Really?
grab him. I apologize.
That's
So
fine. We I didn't
you're
hear it.
are you reading? Did you finish this? Do you
Yeah,
need
yeah,
me
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just talking about that. Yeah. I was just talking.
compassionately
Yeah.
allow? We'll go over here.
Yourself to be where you are and revisit this step when you are ready. So yeah, so we can go on. That's fine.
Mm. Well, and you know what I like about that too is that it doesn't mean like if you say no, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Come
But that's
back
what
later.
that's what you're saying. No, and if you say no, very often what will happen is the insight will come into you'll know why. For instance, you'll say no, and then you'll say, "Well, I want to hold on to my negative stuff." You feel like, well, I said no once, and I feel like a baby holding on to my stories.
Yeah.
I don't want to give them my stories. They're mine. They're mine. I'm like, wow, I feel like a little kid. Then I said yes the next time. You know what I mean? Then I could say yes. So saying no sometimes gives you insight into why you're saying no, and you realize that's so stupid you feel. How stupid it is to say no.
Mm-hmm.
Because you feel like the insights pour in when you say yes or no. Because the mind is for whatever reason, when you say yes or no, when you answer questions, the mind answers them for you.
Right. Yeah.
So here it says if yourself where you are and revisit yourself when you are ready. So if you say to your mind, you want to do this or that, the mind will say yes or no. If you say no, the mind will say, well, then this is what you're doing and this is why you're saying no.
Mm. Yeah, it could give a little story background for you.
Yeah. Immediately, for me at least, when I said no can you experience this anger right now? Can you experience this negativity right now? And I would say no, I can't. I can't. I can't experience it right now. It's too difficult for me to experience it. Then suddenly, the insight comes in. The insight comes in is that I'm holding on to the anger on purpose. Because it's mine. There's a story there, and I like that. So why would I want to do that? Why am I acting like a little kid who wants to hold on to it like it's a toy? So I felt stupid, and so I said, "All right, I'll let it go and I'll release it and give it to the Holy Spirit." How better?
Nice. Nice.
So no became a yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like now she gives us some mind straightening mantras, which we just talked about, BV4G, but hers are a little more meat in them. You want to share them?
Sure. I am willing to be honest with myself and my inner therapist, even if I don't like what I see.
Mm-hmm.
That's the important because you're gonna see. Yeah, I don't like what you see. It is okay that I have negative thoughts in my mind. I don't have to deny that they're there. Honesty undoes anxiety. And that's the last one's good, but it's so short. It's better for me that they're short.
Yeah.
Honesty undoes anxiety. If you're honest with yourself when you're excuse me, I'm so sorry. I had to take a sip of that.
Yeah.
Honesty undoes anxiety. So if you face your fears, you face your terrors, you realize, and by facing them means feel them. If you feel them, It's as simple and cut and dry as that. You feel your terrors. You let them be in your body. And you have three choices. You can repress them, you can express them, or you can feel them. If you express them, that's better than repressing them, obviously. Repressing your feelings is the worst. But if you express them, you make sure nobody's around, really. Because if you express them, you're always expressing them usually on somebody. And nobody wants to be expressed on. Usually, right? So the best thing to do is just to feel the feeling. And usually what happens is that feeling comes with a lot of thoughts, a lot of stories in the feeling. And then you take a look at the stories. And then when you do that, the feeling dissolves. The stories dissolve. And that's the honesty. I'm done doing the anxiety that's packed into little pictures. I don't have any anxiety. The only thing I deal with on a regular basis is frustration. Little things. I drop stuff a lot because I think I'm repentant.
Yeah, I know.
Dropping and I have a bad back, so every 10 minutes I'm bending over to pick something up. So that pisses. I get angry with that, but it's like a momentary anger, and then it goes away when 2 minutes later. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's something that I still have to deal with. I have to just be good with that, but I never get overall. And death. And the thing about death is really more. It's actually inspires me. It's giving me direction in the course of how I want to approach the course. I've delved into the whole concept of death and how stupid it is to believe it. It really is, because Jesus attacks the whole idea of it mercilessly. You believe in a good God that actually just created us. We created ourselves to kill us.
That just seems so opposite to what God even is to me. I just don't.
And then we created ourselves. Why would we create ourselves just to kill ourselves? The whole thing is just, but anyhow, so honesty undoes anxiety. Undoes anxiety. I like that one. The other ones are long, but they're good. I am willing to be honest with myself and my inner therapist, even if I don't like what I see. I don't like what I see. Sometimes I'm fumbling around the house. Sometimes I'm not walking well, and I'm literally stumbling around the house. I hate that. They get me angry too, but only momentarily. Then I'm sitting down, and then that's fine. Or then I'm standing straight, and then walking well suddenly, and then I'm over it.
I'm over it.
Get over it very quickly.
Very quickly, exactly. It's way quicker anyway than it used to be. For me, anyway, it used to be, well, God, at first it seemed like my whole life, and then it was, most of the day, and then it became it's very fun to sort of look back. So let's look at these journal prompts from Corrine. She's the first one I'll share. What prevents me from being 100% honest with my inner therapist? Well, it's fear.
Fear of the unknown, fear of what it may say, fear of what it may say about me or you, fear of what it may say about us, right? I mean, we don't want to know certain things about ourselves. The whole idea of the shadow and all that sort of thing. There's certain parts of ourselves that we tuck away and don't look at.
Well, and I'm just seeing too, looking ahead, what am I afraid will happen if I'm 100% honest with my inner therapist? And I just had this glimpse of, well, then this little character Audrey's not gonna be here. Like come on, I want to be special, Audrey.
Exactly. And then you find out from the question, there is no Audrey.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, shit, I kind of liked her, but all right, kick her to the curb.
Exactly. Yeah, until it hits your body, and then your body gets sick. Thanks a lot, Audrey.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Thanks a lot, Wayne.
Uh,
But it's all right. So
yeah,
once you get to the hootless state, then everything works out fine.
yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So what does it say here? It says, and once you are committed to an attitude of honesty, you are ready to look directly at what is coming up inside your mind. And you can do this by asking yourself two questions. This is it. So I was saying before, what am I feeling right now? And what thoughts are going through my mind?
Yeah. Well, see,
So,
and this wasn't helpful for me back when I was because because first of all, the feeling was just rage.
okay.
And I had no thoughts. It was like, what do you mean thoughts? There are no thoughts. It's just rage. So
Well,
it was very difficult for me to see that there was even a correlation there. So that took time.
how do you see it now? How do you see it now, though? What's the difference?
Well, it's all about the thoughts.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
all about the thoughts. So it's interesting that they were completely blinded from me. Any
Yeah.
thought. It was just pure
Pure emotion.
yeah, like red. It was you say rage, red. Like
Right.
what's that? What thought is that?
Yeah,
It's not
I
a
guess
thought.
it's just I can't. I'm overwhelmed. I guess I'm being
Yeah.
overwhelmed. Uh, there's attack. It's just
Yeah.
I must attack. I'm very vulnerable right now. I have to attack to defend myself. That's all. And I have to do it. Murder. I have to be violent about it. That's what rage is.
Yeah, exactly. There was the
Yeah.
violence, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay, well, let's go on here because she says those two questions. You want to read here?
Sure. The emotions may be intense or subtle. The thoughts may be obvious or fleeting. Either way, we have to examine our minds carefully for beliefs that block peace. To do this has always been helpful for me to make laundry lists of my fears and irritations. Here's a list of my typical fears from my journal. I'm afraid I'm going to die. I hear that. I'm afraid of suffering. I'm afraid of being sick. I'm concerned the situation X is going to turn a certain way. I'm afraid of my loved ones suffering. I'm afraid of letting someone down. I'm afraid of losing a relationship. I'm afraid of being afraid. Take a moment to acknowledge those of your own fears. Every fear has a useful purpose when you're committed to a path of healing. Wow. Anxieties provide wonderful opportunities to look at our deeply held ego-driven beliefs. The only way to move through and beyond them is to acknowledge their existence. So that's it. It's right out of the shadow, the idea that you took away, we put away these ideas that we're part of ourselves that we don't want to look at. And they get rotten, they get rancid, they get stale, they become like a hardened. And so we can't see them. And then we sort of become narrower.
Right.
And slower, and we slow down and we get sick.
Yeah. Or seem to get sick. But
Of course.
Maybe it's just I was just thinking of that because it's like when this body quits and has to do recuperating or whatever, I've put on to that's sick. But that I just realized is very healing. Because it's taking care of itself to continue. It's actually resting. It's whatever it's doing. I don't know. I was like, well, why do I have to say it is that?
Sure.
Why am I putting that onto the whole experience?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The body is not really feeling anything. It's just the feeling is just there's nothing really going on there at all. But So you're right. It seems that it's there. You know, so we want to put the word seems there. You know, and then once you start looking at your memories and looking at the images in your mind, you realize that everything is what it seems to be. And it all dissolves, and then your body eventually will dissolve. And it will dissolve into a mentality, into pure mentality, into pure spirit. And you'll see what's, you know, it's not necessarily that the form will go away, or, you know, maybe at some point there'll be total formlessness, but it will go away is the lie of that's physical, that's only physical. You'll see if what's really there. You'll see pure a story, a symbol. You look at your body, just like you see when you look up in the sky, you see infinity. You don't see a dome. But you do. You actually do see a dome. Your eyes are seeing it.
I see a dome.
Yeah, but you know it's that it's infinite. You know, you see past the dome also. Back in the day, they only saw the dome and they had no idea it was infinite. You
It's
know?
like a snow globe.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Inside
like,
a snow globe.
when I look at it, I still see past it. And I go, wow, look at that. Forever and ever and ever was everything. And the stars are so far away. Some of those stars are not even really there anymore. That's just so far away. You know,
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Yes,
Yeah.
you ponder that and you go, whoa, that's just so crazy. And then suddenly you're looking past what your eyes are seeing. You know, it's just like when you see the sun going around the earth and you say, your eyes are seeing that, but you know that that's not what's really happening. The earth is what's going on. So we know that. And so that's it's sort of similar to you know, what's happening with what's this right here? It says that, you know, the only way to look through them is beyond to acknowledge that they're innocent. So, you know, I think why I worked that over there. That happened to me. So, in the middle of a sentence, it's like someone takes a scissor and just snips the purpose behind what I was saying. But I stand by that. That's what I said. I don't remember why I said it. All right. So you want to move on? You want to every fear? Take a moment to be a laundry list.
Yeah, laundry list.
But listing our fears is only the first step. We can look at the underlying beliefs that are fueling our fears. Look at each item in your list of fears and ask yourself, what does the fear show that I believe? Make a laundry list of those beliefs. Here's several of mine. I believe that I'm limited to a body. Oh, that's what I was saying. So I believe I'm limited to a body, and that's the belief that's the wrong belief, so to speak. I'm not limited to a body.
Yeah.
And so that belief, once I realize that and know that for sure, I can look past that. The same way I look past the sun going around the earth. And so then eventually I'll see that, and I'll know when death happens, I'll look past death. Death also is just as wrong, just as much a lie as the sun going around the earth. Well, the earth looking flat. My kids didn't believe the earth was round until they didn't believe me when I told them. They go, Daddy, stop that. The earth's not round. It is. I'm telling you, that's round. Oh, look. They look down and they didn't believe me. They said, oh, the earth is flat. Eventually, of course, they believed me eventually, but at first they didn't believe me at all because that's not what it looked like. And it still looks flat. But when you see the earth, do you think it was flat, or right in your head you see around the earth? Of course, everyone does, but the eyes still see it flat. So we put it in the question. We put it in the file in our mind. It's sort of the lie file.
The lie file. I love
You know,
that.
we put it in the lie file so we know what we're looking at, and we divvy up what we're looking at. We know it's there, and so we can't necessarily change it. Was when was okay, was there, it was there. We don't change what's there. We just accept what's there, and we know what's there, and everything will change on its own.
Yeah. I'm not gonna change any of that. Yeah, I love it. Okay, well, I think we're should we just finish
I have the clock in front of me, so I'm not sure.
Sure,
How much time we have left here? Let me see.
so we'll just, every fear has a useful purpose. We said that, and she listed her fears.
Yeah.
She believes
Yeah, I
believes
really
I
do
can
believe.
be
Oh,
her.
yeah, I really do believe that I am Corinne. She really does believe she is Corinne. She believes she's her name, which is funny because she was born with her name. No one was born with their name, so why would you think you are your name?
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
I believe that I can hurt and I can suffer. I can be hurt and I can suffer. We all believe that to a certain extent. I really do believe in death. That's biggie. I believe
Hello?
I really managed to separate myself from love.
Right. I
That's the
really
key.
believe I managed to separate myself from love.
I believe more in the world than in God.
That hurts.
I believe that everything outside of me has to be okay for me to be okay. That's a biggie. I believe that I can't. The Hulu state is not something you have to get. You can't get to. People can't get to that place. They believe they have the evidence has to be perfect outside of them, and don't have that inner peace. It doesn't work that way. I believe my body can hurt me. I believe that I may be alone. I still believe that there's some things that can't be forgiven.
Wow.
That's a pretty good list. I like it.
That's a great list.
Kind of covers everything.
Well, that one I believe more in the world than in God really sticks out for me just because remember at the start there is talking about being vigilant for God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I read this last paragraph in 1 minute, like a small little paragraph. Get really honest with yourself about icky beliefs that you hold. You may feel a strong tendency to turn away from them. The ego does not like being directly examined by you and your inner therapist to work towards undoing. It might try kicking up more anxiety or fear to prevent you from looking at it, or come up with 20 ultra important things like checking Facebook that absolutely must get done first.
All right.
All right, so we should stop there, I guess.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's great. That was really
great.
Yeah, that was really great. So
Awesome.
So sum it up is face your fears. So take a look at them because they just happen to be there. They're not they're not who you are and who I am. They're just images that happen to be there. They're not who you are. And so just face them. Say that's see what the devastation that you have made. See so what you have put out there and it's called meaningful.
Yeah.
We invented everything. We invented the whole society. We made an invention that we have made, and then we enslave ourselves to it.
Yeah.
We made time. We enslave ourselves to it. We made capitalism. We enslave ourselves to it. I mean, everything. We make it up and then we're slaves to it. Right down to death. We made death up. And we made slaves to it. We're stupid.
Yeah.
But we're that stupid. All right. So thanks very much. That's it, right?
Hey, wait 1 second. Do I have time to just play a short 1-minute clip? It's called The Hootless State.
Yes, yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this cool thing with YouTube is you can be watching a video. I've done this before. I have some clips from Regis too, and I think you can see them. You have to look on the channel. They're under community clips. If anybody ever shares a clip of anything on YouTube, they're under community clips. So it's kind of cool because if there's something that stands out for you, of course, it's only about up to a minute, you can clip it. And I just realized, well, geez, that's a great way to have a mantra too.
Yeah.
So sharing screen, here we go. I'm going to just share this little clip. Sorry. So optimize, and this one is from Rev Wayne's difficult math throwback, and I called it the hootless state. So I think you should be able to see it here.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go. So the hootless state, it comes like it's a little clip. Ready?
Yeah. Let me get bigger, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Right.
But if there is to be external peace, first you have to make sure you're okay with no external peace. You have to be in the hootless state. The hootless state. That's when you don't give a hoot. And when you don't really care whether or not you get what you want in the external world. You don't care if you get what you want because you went out in the world to get it and you realize you're not really getting anything anyway. And so you just don't care. When you really don't care, then you get it. That's when you get it. That's when you see it in your house or in your home or in your arms or whatever you're going for. That's when it comes. You just really don't care anymore. And then you might use it and might have a great time, but you just didn't care, you don't care stuff. And if you lose it, that's who cares? You don't care anymore. So it's lost its hold over you. It is what it is to you now. Something they can't have any hold over you, really. You're giving it that power. And then you kind of forget that you're doing that. Sound familiar? It's called dreaming. No matter what happened.
Did you hear that? Because I didn't hear anything.
That was awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
You put that, where did you put that? Is that on our YouTube channel or where?
Well, the thing with clips is that, here, let me stop that, is that, what I've noticed about clips is you can't make them, I can't make it myself from my own channel, but other people can take clips. And then if I just, here, let me share my screen, because then you can see if I'm in my channel here, I can make clips of anybody's stuff. And then it will show up under my clips, community clips here. My clips. I have 43 clips.
Wow.
And you have to give it a title. And then, I have some of Netta's, and then they'll show up. So then this is my channel. But then if I go to Rev Wayne's channel, who I clip those, if you set up in your setups to include that, then you can see down here his channel, and then you go here and look, you see top community clips. If you put it in, and then whatever people have clipped are right in here.
Wow.
So I'm going to start doing that in Gather too. And I'll ask you, Lynn, if I can make a change to the R in ACIM Gather to include that.
Absolutely. I love it. My goodness, Audsie, you are such a treasure.
It's just, hey, I just am learning as I go too, but
oh,
thank you.
God that you are so willing. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Take it seriously. You get to the hootless state. You don't give a hoot. Everything goes well.
I love it. Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
love it. What I love too is that what happens for me, I don't know why. It's been all my life, and it'll be it'll be a jingle will come to mind, like, a commercial. It's like this commercial, this marketing thing, or I'll be listening to something and there it is. I'll hear it. And then I go in, like there's a few I'll share. I'll send an email just with, like, when I first did it, and I didn't even realize that they appeared there because I was like, oh, this clip is so neat. I'm gonna clip this. And I think it's a great way to get little pieces out of a talk too.
Right. Now, do you put the little music and stuff in the background and all?
Well, it's just right from the video.
Oh, okay. So that was the video
That was,
that
it
you
was,
made.
yeah, it was a longer video.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it had that
It's just a clip.
How cool is that? I love
But
it.
the other ones, those are the other ones. There's shorts are different. See, I can do different stuff with those. It's a whole wow. It's amazing. I can't even believe how many things you can do, how much I don't know, and so much learning. Hey,
I love it. Thank you for thank you for your for that's what I asked the Holy Spirit. You got to give me help because I don't know how, and I don't have the energy, and I don't have the time. And then here came Audsie and
The Wizard of Oz.
Wizzy D. Oh, you guys are cute.
All right, you guys. I
Love you so much.
I love you. All right, take care, everyone. God bless.